Morning, Judge.
Enrique Flores. Mr. Flores, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On October 19th of 2024, officers were dispatched to a residential home in Harris County, Texas, regarding a disturbance. Upon arrival, officers met with the reportee, who advised the defendant had just left the location in his vehicle. Moments later, officers observed the defendant arrive back at their original location in his vehicle. Upon contact with the defendant, officers observed signs of intoxication, namely bloodshot eyes and odor of alcohol in the breath from the defendant's person. SFSCs were administered, 6 out of 6 on the horizontal gaze and nystagmus, 5 out of 8 on the walk and turn, and 3 out of 4 on the one-leg stand. DICs were read. The defendant consented to blood. A blood draw was signed and executed.
So there wasn't a traditional stop here. What happened?
There was a call from a witness regarding a disturbance. They stated, I don't know what that is. I can take a look at the specifics of that for you. And they said the defendant just left in his vehicle. They observe him come back. It turns into a DWI when they observe him operating the vehicle, and they start talking to him, and he's got signs of intoxication.
Something illegal in the car, some kind of traffic infraction?
No, Judge, I believe it's just they're investigating the disturbance, and it turned into a DWI after they observed him operating the motor vehicle.
What disturbance?
I can take a look, Judge.
Please.
So, Judge, it looks like the report initially indicated that there were threats made from the reportee, from the defendant to the reportee, and they believed that he was under the influence of alcohol and had just left in a vehicle. They observe him come back, and they observe signs of intoxication. They investigate the threats, and it turns into a DWI once they observe him operating.
So are they saying that they called because he was
because of the
DWI threat?
Judge. Yeah, both, Judge. Threats and possible DWI.
Okay. Mr. Flores, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. It's a prior deadly conduct. I'm trying to look into that and
Yes, Judge,
how
it looks
dangerous
like
of a person.
Plea of guilty on 16 days county.
We have in 23 a felony assault, a deadly conduct where a knife is exhibited, and now we have this DWI where there's a reportee with potential family violence involved. Same complaining witness?
Different. The felony cases were a dating relationship. This case, it's immediate family, brother or father.
One more question.
Yes, Judge.
In the felony cases, any kind of alcohol or dope is an allegation, is
I can check for you.
parcel
Judge.
of the problem. You know, there are some people, Mr. Stand up.
Yes.
There are some people, when they drink, they become very happy people, like little bunnies jumping in the woods. And then there are those that when they consume alcohol or illegal drugs, they turn into a complete horns and not very nice people. If this is you, don't consume alcohol or illegal drugs. And I'm going to put a monitor on you to make sure that you're not consuming. If I find that you use anything, I'm going to lock you up, deem you a public danger, and make your bond sky high.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes, yes.
And Judge, yes, alcohol was a factor in the felony.
Both?
Yes, Judge.
You have a prior felony deadly conduct. You have a prior felony assault. One constant remains in all of those cases. What is that constant?
Alcohol.
Right. I'm going to put a monitor on your ankle so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. If you have a problem with drugs or alcohol, you better address it, because if you don't, I'm going to do it for you. And I promise you, Mr. Flores, you're not going to like the way that I do it. Do you understand? Do you have a Texas driver license?
Yes.
Can you run this license, please? Do you have liability insurance in your name?
And the vehicles that I have are,
Do you have
Yes, yes,
liability
yes, I do.
insurance in your name to drive any vehicle that you're using?
say the vehicles that I have are for my workers. I don't have a vehicle right now. It was, somebody totaled it. So, sorry, I'm trying to make sure.
Do you have car insurance?
Yes.
When in your name?
Yes.
You're not allowed to drive any vehicle that doesn't have your name on any kind of insurance on the car that you're driving. If I find that you do, likewise, I'm going to put you in jail.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
I'm only asking you to comply with the law. I'm not asking you to do quantum mathematics here.
The judge's license is currently eligible.
So I'm going to order a guardian interlock. And then, but we're gonna put a scram on him. I'm gonna pay for it for you so that there's no excuse for you. You must charge this battery on a constant and daily basis. If the battery dies, so does your bond. Do
Okay.
you understand?
Yes.
So you saw on this one that we're ordering a scram? Okay, 3 days to get, please, and waive the fee. We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'm first going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, you'll get with pretrial for your bond conditions. And after that, you'll be free to go. If you like your license, get on it quick. Don't wait a month or two to get a lawyer because you're only hurting yourself. Please.
You freeze.
Come up, Mr. Freeze.
Judge, he turned himself in to Montgomery County because he's on dual probation up there. And he went to Montgomery County, he turned himself in. And while he was in custody there, that's when the motion to adjudicate for here were filed. He did, prior to him going into custody in September 6th, he tested positive for methamphetamine.
Mr. Freeze has been testing positive for methamphetamine. And
He would test negative today if you were to test it.
I'm sending you now for a drug test. I
Yes,
want to
sir.
know what, if anything, is in your system of
Yes, sir.
you not to use. And I've repeatedly told you not to pick up theft cases, Mr. Freeze, and
Yes, sir.
you're on.
He didn't pick up any theft cases, Judge. What he did is he had a motion to adjudicate in Montgomery County. He knew that. He turned himself in. He called his probation officer, told him he was turning himself in. And he had to do 180 days there. And he's no longer on probation in Montgomery County.
Can you run an NCIC on Mr. Freeze to see what, if anything, is open, please?
Yes, Judge.
This is a really sad case, Mr. Freeze.
Yes, sir. I'm trying to just move on. Like, I'm trying to go to trade school, so I'm here just trying to get this over with, to be honest with you, sir.
One reason and one reason only for all of the 15 to 20 theft cases you have now. And
Drugs.
He's aware.
that
He's had 11 arrests in total, Judge. The burglary of the building, that's what he had the adjudication
ma'am.
on.
Yes.
So it doesn't look like there's anything else, Judge.
so when did he pick up the burglar of a building while he's on probation here?
No, that was before he was put on probation here.
We put him on probation in 21.
He had the burglary building up there prior to being put on probation here.
From what I could see, he got placed on probation in June 2nd, 2022. He picked up a possession charge on May 15th, 2021, but it wasn't filed until August 8th, 2023. And then he did the 180 days in Montgomery County for that. That's all.
You know, Mr. Freeze, let me enlighten you with something. Do you know who John Belushi is?
Yes, sir, I do.
John Belushi was just one of the just pinnacle actors in the 70s. And that dude was freaking a genius.
So,
And one of the biggest things that he had And one of the biggest problems he had was the dude partied like a freaking animal. And what he was doing was just
Everything.
the kind of dope that he was doing would kill a small farm animal. You know,
Sure.
you, my friend, are the same way that Belushi was. And it's a matter of time before your body gives out on you and you end up in the same way. He died at what, 33 years old, right? Give or take. How old are you now?
28.
28 years old, and you're not a spring chicken anymore, and you don't look like you're in the best of shape. Your body can only put up with so much. And if you continue with the lifestyle that you've led for the past 4 years, your body is going to give out when you're 30 years old.
I can already feel it. Yes, sir.
So you need to make a complete and utter lifestyle change before you die,
Sure.
because you're headed the same way John Belushi is right now.
That's the road I'm trying to go down. I'm trying to change. Yes, sir.
It's mind over matter.
And I will. Yes, sir.
The other problem is that it's very tough to believe you, because when people are using, they are the best actors in the entire world. They'll sell you the sun, the moon, and the stars and tell you that the sky's purple and have you believe in it. So
Agree.
what you tell me goes in this ear and goes out that ear, because I have extensive experience with you. So Carl, what we're going to do now is I'm sending in for a drug test.
Good job.
Okay. I want to come back on Monday. I'm not letting you go. Not one iota. And if I have to put you in a treatment facility, I'll do it in a heartbeat to get you to stop. But you are going to stop. And if it means me keeping you on probation for another 3 years, I'm going to do it in a heartbeat.
I understand,
Do
sir.
you understand?
Yes, sir.
So I'm sending in for a drug test now. It's
Okay.
kind of late, so we'll come back on Monday. And then we'll go and see where we head from. Are you working now?
Actually, so I have an offer letter for Monday. My first job is Monday. I could show you, or my first day of work is Monday. I have an offer letter on my phone. I could show you. So,
Doing what?
cleaning pools as a repair technician. So,
Going to work at Pool Tech as a,
and I have official offer letter on my phone that I can provide if you need to see it. But Monday is my first day of work.
next Friday.
Oh, no, we don't do cases on Friday. What days do you have off?
As of right now, I'm not sure, but because like I said, Monday is my first day of work, but I work Monday through Friday. But if I have to take a day off, I'll tell them.
If you're using, it's just not going to go well.
Oh, I have to pass a drug test to get this job. So I'm confident that yes, sir, I understand.
So let's do this. I'm going to set the case for Monday because I want to know what the drug test is going to show.
Okay.
If you're positive, then I'm going to need to talk to you.
Understand.
Okay, if it's negative, then, I'll give it, sometime in the week that we'll need to talk to him.
Yes, sir.
You need to speak to your employer. to
I'm
see
gonna call him as soon as I get out of
have
here.
off so that you can come in and speak with us so we can
Anybody's appearance is waived Monday.
figure out pending the drug test. I need to
Negative,
know.
then he doesn't have to be here.
Right, for now, it's waived, depending on what the drug test says. If it's positive, I'm going to need it.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
thank you.
Okay?
Good.
Thank you, sir.
Go sleep.
Hey, Craig.
Please, right,
You ready?
Counselor?
Mrs. Velasco, I think you have a customer with the true or not true.
You did 4 victim impact panels. Why? Is Michael here? You did 4 victim impact panels in this case. Why?
For the DWI judge.
For Velasco Morales. It's a DWI, it's a 0.15 or above. And can I say that? Oh, I have it. I'm sorry. I have it. We have 1 year Harris County Jail, probated for 18 months, thinking for a change, 4 victim impact panels, which is Is there something happened in this case that's egregious?
Yes,
Tell me.
Judge, this defendant crashed into a drainage ditch, and it was a very major crash. And the victim impact panels are, you know what they are. I mean, he sits in front of people that have been affected by DWI cases, intox manslaughters, things like that, where their lives have been changed forever. I mean, if this defendant, it could have easily changed into
Was
an
anyone
intox
injured in this case?
No, Judge.
I just wanted to know why.
Yeah, any crash like that, I'll always do an intensive amount of victim impact panels, always.
No, Mr. Vasquez Morales. All we want are our streets to be safe. And when you consume alcohol and when you get into a car, you have a piece of machinery that's 4,000 to 5,000 pounds. And when you hit something, you destroy whatever you hit. And when you have alcohol on board, everyone else is always the person who suffers, and you never get a scratch. What we want you to understand is that we mean business. And you continuing to consume alcohol in this case tells me that either you don't care about our bond conditions or you have a true problem with alcohol that you can't stop. And I want you to understand that if you ever test positive for alcohol again, while you're on this probation, I will put you in a rehab facility in the jail. I don't care what the positive comes from. I don't care what your excuse is. No means no. And if you have a problem with alcohol, I'm going to address it for you. Do you understand? You are extremely lucky that you are not going to jail today. But that luck, it's not going to happen again. You got to imagine that if you go to jail and immigration puts a detainer on you, who's going to suffer?
My family.
Right. You got kids? If you have kids and you go to jail for 6 to 9 months, they're going to look for help for someone else. They're going to look for love and support from other people, and you might not look for and you might not like who they run to for love and support. They need you. As long as you can remain alcohol free, that's all we're asking. The agreement that you've worked out here is 1 year in jail. We will probate that for 18 months. As part of the agreement, you will do thinking for a change. You will do a DWI education class. 4 victim impact panels. You will also do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. You must fulfill those conditions. No alcohol, no drugs, no breath test refusal, meaning that if you're pulled over in a car and an officer asks you to submit to a breath test, you must do it. A guardian interlock and a $100 donation one time to Mothers Against Drunk Driving. As long as you can comply with these conditions, you and I will be fine. But like I said, one time you test positive, you are on notice of what's going to happen. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you can never change this or undo this. You also need to understand that this, it will reflect as a conviction on your record. If you are ever pulled over in a car, an officer will see this DWI. If you smell like alcohol or dope, they will immediately take you in. Will most likely take you in, and they will be charged with a second. From now on, it's a minimum of 30 days in jail. Do you understand? I would never, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, get in a car again. How do you plead to the offense, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will find you guilty. I will follow the agreement. What does he do for a living, Mr. Lopez?
Soldadora, soldador, welding.
Judge, would you be willing to be state fine, would you willing to
That's why I'm
wait?
asking, what does he do for a living?
He's a welder, Judge. He's been working for 3 months. I don't know, ¿cuánto? How much do you burn a week?
Ahorita estoy ganando 800, 700 watts.
I'm earning around 800, 700 a week.
How many kids do you have?
¿Cuántos hijos tiene?
3.
Three.
And you support your kids?
Apoya a sus hijos.
Sí,
Yes.
viven conmigo.
They live with me.
Judge, I think 800 a week is what he makes with 3 kids and family and household.
Trabaja ella también.
She also works.
Los dos trabajamos.
We both work.
Happy that you're doing the probation,
Que estoy contento de que está haciendo
because
esta
I want to
labor
see change in your life.
en su vida.
I will tell you this, though, if you come back here with
Si
another
regresa aquí
DUI,
con otro caso de manejar
it's now $7,000 that you're going to owe in a minimum of fines and fees. I'm happy that you're doing the probation so we can make sure that you're clean and sober. As a reward for you now, I will take that off. But you were on notice. One time you test positive into a treatment facility, you will go. Do you understand? I don't care what it is. I don't care where the alcohol came from. Hand sanitizer, tequila, lollipop, hair dye. I've heard it all, and I don't care for excuses. Do you understand? Okay. All right, CC, you can give him credit. All right. Good luck to you, Ms. Morales. All right, Mr. Lopez.
Thank you. Good to see you.